Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now, a show where we get to all the stocks that are buzzing based on news flow and technicals. And talking about technicals, now we have Sumeet Mulchhandani joining us on the show. A very good afternoon to you, Sumit. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And let's talk about Radico Ketan. And if you look at the stock, at least in a little bit of a longer term time frame, you've seen the stock has actually done cartwheel. I don't know whether it's Friday to Friday effect or what's impacting the stock price. Sharp rally that Radico Ketan is seeing. Where do you see this one headed?
Hi, good afternoon to all. So, yes, the stock has almost fall from the 1500 levels till the level of 1200. But this time it has made a double bottom in the daily time frame. And now today it is crossing and sustaining above the previous resistance of 1300. So we are expecting a good upside from here. It can be a U-bottom candidate, U-bottom till the levels of 1500 and 1570. So if anybody wants to add a fresh or if anybody is holding, we would just advise to continue for the momentum, and one can keep a stop loss of 1230. So risk reward is also favorable near to the 1:2.
Okay, let's move on to the next stock, and that is Traxon. This one isn't focused after it's posted its numbers. When you look at it, Traxon's numbers have seen a sharp improvement coming in on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The net profit saw a growth of 3 times after posting a net profit this time of around 2.16 crores in September 2023 quarter. Overall, the total revenue of the company that came in at 22.48 crores, rising almost 8.2 times versus the previous quarter as well. Other than that, the employee cost, 88% of the total expenses is employee cost for the company. The company highlighted that the headcount had increased last year due to the growth initiatives and subsequently have been optimized due to the automation and efficiency initiatives that the company has taken. And in Q2 FY24, the EBIT came in at 2 crores. The margins were at 9.5 crores as well. So a decent set of numbers that has come in from the company, and that is why the stock is abuzz, holding on to gains of 1.3% as of now.
All right, that's Traxon Technologies for you. That is buzzing in today's trading session. And it's not just Traxon that's buzzing in trade. In fact, there's actually Dr. Lal also that's buzzing in trade today. And the reason being is the fact that it's posted good set of numbers. If you look at the profit, a sharp uptick coming in the profit, 111 crore rupees as against 72.4 crore rupees on a year-on-year basis. The revenue also has seen a good uptick, 601 versus 534 crore rupees. If you look at the margin, sharp jump in the margin, 263 basis points jump coming in. The EBITDA margin is coming at around 29.6 crore rupees. If you look at a lot of brokerages that have come out with their note, one such brokerage is Nuvama, where they've increased their earnings per share estimates to 3%. This because the company has beaten the earnings estimates. The company, Nuvama is saying that with 780 crore rupees in cash, the company is well positioned to invest organically and scout for opportunities in South India as well. Well, Nuvama is also saying that they've given the growth in the core Delhi NCR region is moderating, and it is yet to make a dent in South and West India. It is imperative to go deeper into existing markets, is what they have to say about Dr. Lal. They're also saying that the company is planning to accelerate expansion by opening over 20 labs backed by a dense network of collection centers. Therefore, they're maintaining an hold rating. They've kept the target price unchanged at 2,500 rupees per share. They said that the company management expects to sustain and improve the low double-digit volume growth going into deeper core markets. So that's the commentary coming in from the management from Nuvama, putting their bets on this particular company. And you can see the stock actually soaring in today's trading session, Vinny.
Soaring away and trade on the back of that. But let's move on and talk about the next stock that is in focus today. And Shesha, you picked out Aegis Logistics for us. Why is this one? Oh, actually, I believe Sumit also has Dr. Lal. So before I go to Shesha, let's go across to Sumit to understand the charts for Dr. Lal.
If you see in the last September last week, the stock has given the breakout above the 2500 levels, but it failed. But this time it has made the support at 2300 and perfectly taken the support of the 50 and 100 moving average. And now freshly, if we see on the weekly time frame, it has given a trendline breakout and a resistance of 2600, which is on the weekly time frame. So we are expecting a good momentum from this side. Just we want a closing above the 2600. So we can say it is a conditional buy. So above the 2600, expected target is 3040 and 3320. So risk reward, if we count, it is almost 1:3 from here. So one can keep a stop loss of 2360.
That's a take coming in on Dr. Lal. But coming to you, Ashesha, Aegis Logistics reported its earnings today, isn't it?
Well, yes, it reported its numbers today, and very weak set of numbers. On the top line, the company has reported a big knock both on a sequential and on a year-on-year basis, and that is the reason the stock is declining nearly 2.5% today. Revenues for the quarter gone by stood at 1,235 crores, which is a downtick of 43%, both on a sequential and on a year-on-year basis. On the bottom line, figures look good. Margins have come in at 17% versus 8%, but the top line has taken a big knock, and that is the reason the stock is declining in trade, 2.4% lower as we speak.
Let's move on and talk about Suzlon Energy then, Ansh, and this one and focus on the back of its numbers as well.
Yes, so the company has reported flat revenue from operations at 1,421 crore. Company's profit demonstrates significant growth, reaching 102.3 crore, which is up by 78% from the previous year's 57.4 crore. Additionally, EBITDA stands at 225 crore, reflecting a 32% increase on year-on-year basis. Margins have also improved to 15-16%, which is up by 400 basis points from previous year's 11.8%. Also, if you see the chart of the stock has hit its upper circuit today. Also, it has been advancing for 7th consecutive months now, and it has also touched multi-year high today.
All right, moving on, Sumit, you've also actually have Suzlon in your list. How are the charts looking for Suzlon? We know that this one has seen a sharp spurt over a short period of time. Do you think that this will sustain, given that the way how the stock has performed over the past few years?
If we see with the indicator, it is in the overbought territory. But those who are already holding, we would just advise to trail the momentum with the trailing stop loss. Fresh entry can be a little bit unfavorable as per the risk reward. But keep a stop loss of 29.80 on the closing basis, and we are expecting 42.50 to touch in next 2 to 3 months. So it can be a good return also. So just hold and ride the momentum.
Momentum, that's the word coming in from Sumit on Suzlon Energy as well. Let's move on and talk about Sheila Foam, because a weak set of numbers was reported by the company in Q2. When you look at the overall performance that has come in from the company, we're seeing that the consolidated profit came in at 44.3 crores during the quarter, which is down 17.3% on a year-on-year basis. Even the revenue saw a decline of 10% as well. Margins also a contraction, 10.8% versus 11.5%. So yes, a contraction in margins. EBITDA operational performance also quite weak coming in for the company as well. So yeah, let's keep an eye out on this one. Now, obviously, in terms of the company had also said that in September they closed its QIP as well, which was allocating 1.1 crore equity shares at an issue price of 1,078 rupees per share. Keeping an eye out on Sheila Foam today. Numbers, nothing exciting coming in there, and that is why after a dismal set of numbers in Q2, we're seeing the stock is down almost 2.8%, almost in the day's lowest point as of now.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Apollo Hospitals then, and that particular counter is in focus in today's trading session. A sharp up move is what Apollo Hospital has registered. In fact, if you look at the stock, it was among the top gainer on the Nifty as well. The stock has seen an uptick of as much as 5% at one point in time. It was the biggest intraday gain since February 15. The stock actually rose to about 5,139 rupees per share. And like I said, the stock is actually the top gainer on the Nifty. Morgan Stanley has initiated a coverage with an overweight rating. They set a target price of 6,101 rupees per share, which implies an upside of 25% over the last closing price. They're saying that the company's profit growth over FY 24-26 will be driven by strength in the hospital services, rising user base in e-healthcare and diagnostic business. They're also saying that the company has a further scope of re-rating. And on back of that optimistic note coming in from Morgan Stanley, initiating a coverage, that too with an overweight rating and approximately 25% uptick in the target price that they've set. You can see the stock doing cartwheels, top gainer on the Nifty today.
Welcome back, and you're watching Market Fatafat on ET now. Let's keep it going with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. And Ashesha, MRF is the next stock that's in focus today because of its numbers. How are the numbers looking like? What's the stock doing?
Well, yes, in fact, it reported its numbers just an hour ago, and we saw that sharp downtick that came in on the stock after it reported its numbers, 2% lower as we speak. Revenues are less than what the street was working with. Company has come out with revenues of 6,220 crores, which on a year-on-year basis is an uptick of about 7%. Margins have also expanded, although they are better than what the street was working with. They've come in at 18.5% versus 8.2% that the company had reported same time last year. All in all, mixed set of numbers, revenues below what the street was working with. The stock has taken a hit, 1.9% lower in trade.
Alright, moving on. Sumit, let's talk about Bajaj Finance. Bajaj twins today definitely have been seeing good volumes with Bajaj Finance. Where do you see this one headed from here on?
View is little bit bearish. Actually, if you see, it was a gap down last week on 26th of October. Afterward, it is trying to sustain above the levels of 7600, but every time it has failed. And today, it is giving the close below the 100 moving average. And if it is giving the close below the 7400 levels today, then we might have a formation of inverted cup and handle. So closing below, it can downside till the level of 7163, and 7163 is the next level. If it is breaking, then we can see the 7000 levels also. So view is little bit bearish, so be ready with the profit booking.
This is a bit bearish on Bajaj Finance from Sumit. But let's move on and talk about 361 RAM. This one is also in focus on the back of its numbers, Ansh.
Right. So the company has showed good growth with revenue at 441 crore, which is up by 9% on year-on-year basis and 1.6% on quarter-on-quarter basis. Profit is reported at 185 crore, showing a 7% hike. Accounting rate of return of AUM reaches 2,02,536 crore, which is up by 30.7% on year-on-year basis and 6.4% on quarter-on-quarter basis. Margins, however, have decreased to 48.3% from 50.1%. Board has approved interim dividend of 4 rupees per share. We also have management comments here. Mr. Karan Bhagat, MD and CEO of the company, has said that they are moving from consolidation to growth now. Also, the company has said that they are on the course to launch digital-first platform fully by April 2024. They also said their global business, especially in markets like Singapore, Dubai and London, are expected to expand both in relation to their wealth and asset management products.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that one, Cheryl, and focus on the back of management commentary as
Absolutely. But let's talk about the real estate space. And Sumit, a lot of action happening in the real estate space. We also had earlier on Swati talk about, in fact, Purvankara. But you tell us about India Bulls Realty. How is this one looking in the charts?
This was the chart which all the major analysts or the traders were keeping in mind in September. But afterward, it was in the consolidation, but it has taken a good support to the previous resistance of 70 to 70 zone. And if you see the price action from last 2 to 3 days, it is giving a good positive momentum. So we are expecting a U-bottom recovery till the levels of 86 and above the 86. 95 can be the next target. So the previous 72 level, so keep a stop loss of below 72, that means 71. So just add at these levels and wait for the target of 95.
Okay, keeping an eye out on India Bulls Real Estate. We were flashing India Bulls Housing Finance, so let's keep an eye out on that one. But let's move on and talk about Pratap Snacks. That one is in focus on the back of its numbers as well. When you look at it, the consolidated revenue saw a bit of a decline of 5% on a year-on-year basis. But in terms of the profits of the company, that's seen a growth, 16.5 crores to be precise is what the consolidated profits came in at. Operating performance quite strong as well, 73% uptick in terms of the EBITDA. Operating performance in terms of EBITDA came in at 38 crores. Margins, an expansion there as well. Strong expansion in terms of margins, 8.7% versus 4.8%. So around a 400 basis point expansion in terms of margins. Strong operating performance keeping the stock abuzz as well. Pratap Snacks as of now up 1.1%.
All right, then Sumit, looks like the realty stock is definitely something that you're watching out very closely. Godrej Properties, how is this one looking in the charts for you?
Actually, if we see, we are bullish for the next 1 to 2 years also. So this sector is almost on the high. But if we see the chart of Godrej Properties, there are 2 to 3 technical factors. One, on the weekly time frame above the level of 770, it is giving a clear breakout of cup and handle on the weekly time frame. Second, from the fall of 2600, now if we see, it has taken a resistance crossing of Fibonacci 38.2, that is the most precious level. So, and third, on the weekly time frame, it is giving the flag and pole breakout also. So there are the major chances of upside moment till the levels of 2210 and 2600. So utilize the dips and keep a stop loss of 1600.
Right, moving on then, let's put the spotlight on Tilak Nagar Industries because that particular stock has hit a record high level in today's trading session. One point in time, there you go. The stock has actually surpassed the levels that I had also looked at it then. It's 14% uptick right now. If you look at their profits, actually saw a sharp uptick on a year-on-year basis. Remember, it's among the top performing stock in the small cap index as well. If you look at the PAT, it's coming at around 34 crore rupees as against 30.88 crore rupees a year ago. The revenues have come in at around 750 crore rupees, which was an uptick of about 26% on a year-on-year basis. The total cost, however, also saw an uptick of about 23% on a year-on-year basis. The stock also, the company reported a one-time gain of around 5.12 crore rupees on a year in the quarter gone by. So on back of this solid set of numbers, sharp rise coming in the PAT on a year-on-year basis, you can see Tilak Nagar 15% uptick right now as we speak.
Let's move on to the next stock, and that is JK Lakshmi Cement. Why is this one in focus? Actually, I believe it's numbers as well.
Yes, it's number actually. The stock is up by 6% and it has touched 3-month high today. Company has reported good performance in Q2 with revenue reaching at 1,575 crore, showing significant growth of 15%. Profit stands at 93 crore, indicating a substantial increase of 53%. Additionally, company's EBITDA reflecting a 26% increase. Margin have also improved by 130 basis point to 14.7%. Sales volume have also increased to 28.8 lakh tons from 25.3 lakh tons a year back. Furthermore, company has approved the capacity addition at existing grinding unit at Surat by establishing an additional grinding unit with a capacity of 13.5 lakh tons per annum. The proposed capacity addition is set to be completed within 2 years with an investment of 225 crore.
Alright, moving on. Sumit, you've taken a detour, looks like it, from the realty space to Amber Enterprises. How is this one looking at the charts?
The same stock we discussed almost in the August month also. The levels was near by the 2400 and we have shared the target of 3000. After achieving the target, it is right now in the consolidation, but today on the weekly time frame, it is again giving the fresh breakout above the levels of 3050. So next level we are expecting 3420 and 3695 here. So keep a trailing stop loss of 2870.
Sumit, that was your view coming in on Amber Enterprise, but I believe that was the last stock for today. So thank you so much, Sumit, Ansh, as well as Ashesha for joining in with us, as well as Swati. And with that, it's a goodbye from Cheryl, myself, as well as the team who put this show together. Don't go anywhere. Closing trades will take the action forward for the last 1 hour of trade.